Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another stream. Today we're gonna be working with this image. As you can see, I've chosen this image as it's got quite a lot of work to be done on the skin. So that is why I have chosen this one for you guys. It's obviously a little bit harder than the previous ones, but this is what you need to practice with. Is obviously skin. So I'm going to take you through it now. Okay, also while I am doing this, you guys feel free to chat with me, or you can give some input while I work. Okay, so we're gonna jump straight into it. As you can see, it's quite heavy on the skin. Okay, so what you're gonna do, your first step is you gotta duplicate the layer. Off the bat, I'm gonna use a healing brush on the side. Just want to get rid of that. Okay, so what we need to do, if you remember, it's raining outside today, guys. I am in New York City. It's so cold. Okay, so what we need to do, the first steps is we need to create that separation frequency layer. Okay, I do have a script. There is this awesome sort of beauty retouching scripts that sort of make it a bit easier for you, but in the previous videos I have shown you what to do. I will go through it again. Pretty much what you do, remember, you're going to duplicate the layers. One's going to be a Gaussian blur, and one's going to be the high pass filter. So I'm just going to show you. We got one blurred layer, we got a nothing layer just to correct, and then we have this layer, which I'll show you. This layer is the layer we're going to use for the details. So when you put them all back on, you can't see a difference. On the high frequency layer, which is the top one, that's the one that we are going to edit. We're going to edit her skin's details with. I'm using the healing brush. You can use the clone stamp tool also. And I'm just going to start to take away, but the main thing is I'm keeping the textures at the same time. So we're going to run through a few passes of these. Again, if you have any questions, guys, let me know. The chat is open. Okay, so we run those textures. We sort of just do them like that. And you want to clear all. So obviously this does take time, guys. You know, you should not rush this process. So you should put some music on, put some TV on, you know, and sort of take your time doing this. The more time you put in, definitely the better it'll look. So you're just gonna keep on going. So I'm zoomed in quite a lot and just slowly moving around the image constantly. Again, you want to keep textures. Okay, now we're going to go down to the other layer, which is our sort of like the colors. It was that layer that was blurred, if you remember, and we are just going to be affecting that. So I'm just going to slowly start to just blend in. Okay, you can see it goes, it starts to go a bit light and dark, so I just want to even. So I'm going to even it out a little bit. See, down here I need some work. Again, just evening it out a little bit. Okay. So I just want to show you a quick before and after. We're not done yet, of course. As you can see, it's slowly starting to come together. Also, I guess it's up to you to choose the level of retouching that you want it to go down to. You know, you can sort of make it super smooth. You can keep a little bit of the bumps. So it completely depends up to you how much you want to retouch this. I just use my eyes and kind of just do it as I please. At the end, you can always lower the whole editing layer, and therefore you can sort of bring the overall effect down. Okay, so I mean, if you take a look, this is all before. Lots of problems. Do a quick fix. Now the main thing is that we're keeping the skin textures in here. All her textures are still here, which is what we want. Could run the curves layer also, just check. Maybe open the midtones a bit. Push the blacks up a bit. Also, another nice method, I mean, depending if you want to maybe even the skin tone out a little bit, just make it, this just gives it a little bit more color. Just give it some more color. And turn that down. Also, what's nice is sometimes it's nice to add a layer where you can add some grain. Now, if you see me painting this grain, I'm just going to turn the opacity down, and this sort of, you can also use it to bring back skin texture. Sometimes if you lose skin texture, you can repaint it back. You can see, you can just put a little bit of it up. Okay. That looks great. That looks much better. You could obviously whiten her eyes, whiten her teeth. I'm going to leave it like that. Also amazing in Photoshop 2008 and 2019, because this is the Photoshop that we're using. It's brand new. In the liquify tool section, you can literally change some facial features. I'm going to change just slight tilt. Okay. We could also put a border on it. Remember, you do it by going to stroke. Just draw a rectangle tool, edit, stroke, do number around 8. There's your border. You can lower the opacity of it depending on the effect that you're going for. This was shot in New York. You can see one of the bridges here in the background. Nice dress. The model's name is Roshni, and it was a great shoot. I just want to take a look and see if there are any questions, but guys, feel free to ask me anything. I'm here for your questions, so it would be great to hear from you guys if you do have any. Okay, so I would be pretty happy with this. I mean, I could keep on going. I don't want to go too much, otherwise it would look fake. Again, that's the before, that's the after. Took like the tiredness away from her eyes, cleaned up her skin a bit. You know, you could remove this shadow also if you want. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. Also, let me know what you guys want to know in Photoshop. Are there specific things that you don't know, that you want to know? You know, I could show you another cool little trick. Just say you want to select just her skin tones. You can go and pretty much take all the colors from her skin. Okay, so we're gonna go where is it now? Sometimes they move it around. Okay, so it's select color range. That's your tool. Select color range, and then select. You can actually go down and click on skin tones. It's also got a detect faces button, and then the fuzziness is sort of how into depth it'll go. So that looks about right. You can pop it on a new layer. Control J. You can see now you just have your skin on one layer, which you can then use to, maybe you want to change the color of the skin. For example, these are the methods that you would do it. Or if you want to just, you know, correct the skin like that, you could do that. And then you could also literally inverse the selection, make another mask called the sky, and in 1 second I've now inverted it. And for the same token, you can now change the color of the sky, or everything else but her. Just so you can see. And that is how you would sort of make those selections. There's so many methods and things to do in Photoshop, guys. Like, the world is endless. The options you have are endless. There are no excuses. There's always something to do. There's always a method to do something. Hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. It's super early here. I have a shoot, so that is why the lights are quite low. But I will be doing this nearly every day. We'll be selecting a new photo. Again, maybe there's a photo that you've seen that I've edited and you want to know how I've done it. Please feel free, let me know. I'm here, I want to hear your comments. And I will check you guys next week. Cheers.